Hello and welcome to another video on the channel. My name is Peter Muneme and I'm here to bring you a video that is honestly tough to make and tough to record and tough really to convey the meaning of this video in a way that can be understood or in a way that can be anywhere near sentimental to the family of Lionel Messi. At least I can try to the best of my ability, but I understand that there's nothing that I could possibly say in this video that would come anywhere near the level needed to meet such a painful occasion. If you are a fan of football, and if you've been on the internet the past 12 to 24 hours, you would have seen the news be confirmed that Lionel Messi has lost his father. Jorge Messi has passed away. Jorge Messi meant everything to Leo. He was his father, he was his agent, he was really one of the first people who truly believed in him and his ability and his dreams, his aspirations. And I have to say, his presence in Messi's life means so much more than anything Messi could have achieved in football. If Messi had the chance to trade in all his accolades for one more day with his father, he would take it in a heartbeat, without a question. And so this news of his passing is tremendously sad and tremendously hard to even try to not only reconcile yourself to, but to try to even think about what it would have been like to be in Messi's shoes, especially throughout the past month, maybe even throughout the past few years, because Jorge Messi, it's reported that he died of an illness. And given that he was only 68 years old, it's likely this might have been a terminal illness. We don't know what the illness is. I'm not sure we'll ever find out. But it's likely that Messi, even at the start of the World Cup, went into it knowing that his father could pass at any moment. We know that his father, and really a lot of his family outside of his wife, were not present at the World Cup. And it's likely because Jorge Messi himself would have been in the hospital. And Messi carrying the weights, the pressure, all the things that he normally carries as a footballer, amplified to an infinitesimal degree with what could have been the imminent loss of his father. To produce anywhere near what he produced at this World Cup is nothing short of a miracle. It is a miracle of human ingenuity and character and fortitude and heart and love. Love for his father, love for his family, love for his teammates, love for all of Argentina. Love for all of his fans to actually have the strength in that moment to deliver what he did at the World Cup. There are no words for it. There are no words that we could put together that would put into effect what Messi was able to produce for Argentina at this World Cup. He gave everything. He gave everything. Every ounce he had, he poured out on the pitch. I can't begin to imagine how hard it would have been for him to try to put on a brave face. And we saw several times throughout the World Cup that he broke down in tears emotionally. And a lot of us thought, well, maybe these tears are because he's getting close to the end. How trivial. How trivial of us to think that. Of course, we didn't know. But how trivial of us to think just that. Maybe it was the end of his career, of his World Cup ambitions, his World Cup career. Maybe that's why those tears are coming out. All the while, his father was fighting for his life. It was mentioned at the start of the tournament that Messi was going through something personal, non-football related. I don't even know how to, honestly, I don't even know what to say about that. He was going through something and it was mentioned to be non-football related. None of us could even grasp that it was something this serious. We thought something was going on personally in his life, but we couldn't begin to understand how serious it was. And now, just barely a month after the World Cup, barely a few weeks after the World Cup, Messi's dad has passed away. He carried that weight on him every single day, every moment with his teammates, every moment in training, on the pitch. I'm sure there were lots of calls home, and yet he carried all of that with him. I want to thank his teammates actually first as well for supporting him, because I'm sure for them it was very, very hard to have their captain in such an emotional state and to play for him and to try to win for him and for his family and to help him in any way that they could. So I want to thank them and Scaloni and the FA and all of the staff who would have known, I'm sure, what was happening behind the scenes and did their best, did what they could to support him in that moment. Of course, his family are going to be by his side. They'll be mourning alongside him. They'll be crying together. They'll be suffering together for a very, very long time. And I want to thank those who are closest to Messi in Argentina. They may not be immediate family, but maybe members from Newell's Old Boys, maybe those who are maybe neighbors, maybe long-distance relatives, those who know the family well, family friends who will be comforting them during such a difficult time. It's very difficult to put yourself in the shoes of someone like Messi, or to even try, because you bear the weight of so much love and adoration, but a lot of it comes from people who only know you on a surface level, who only know you for 90 minutes on a football pitch and nothing more. They don't know you personally. They don't know your strengths, your weaknesses. They don't know truly what keeps you up at night. They don't know your life story. They weren't there for the most vulnerable moments of your life. They weren't there to care for you. They weren't there to change your diapers or to feed you or to care for you when you were sick. They weren't there to see you grow and mature and walk alongside you in such a personal way. All of us really who call ourselves fans of the game and fans of Messi are at most admirers from a long, long distance. And when you have billions of people who see you that way, who have a surface level understanding of who you are and love you dearly, and at the same time, there are also those who hate him viscerally for really no good reason and wanted him dead and wanted Messi dead and wanted him taken out of this world over football, which is quite sad. All the more Messi carries all of this whilst fighting for his father. And again, like I said, for all of us, we only know Messi on, I wouldn't even call it a surface level. We know 0.01% of who he is and what he's chosen to reveal. Yet the person who knew him most, alongside, of course, his wife and his mother, the person who walked alongside him before he was the Messi we knew and loved, before he was the Messi who was producing memories for Barcelona, for Argentina, for PSG, for Inter Miami, before Messi was Messi, before Messi was that Messi, Jorge Messi was there. When Messi and Jorge came to Barcelona and Messi was homesick, Jorge believed. Jorge fought for him. Jorge stood by him. And he worked hard. Like any good father would, he poured himself into his work to put a roof over the head of his family. And look at the joy that his son has brought to people. There are no words for it. Jorge Messi has been a blessing. Because Messi wouldn't be Messi. He wouldn't be who we and so many adore and love and have lifelong memories etched into our minds. He wouldn't be here. He wouldn't be him without his father, without his mother, without his wife. And so this loss allows us to put things into perspective, to understand that, of course, these footballers, people who we often look up to, we can get so entranced that we forget they're human. And last year, the passing of Diego Jota and his brother was a painful reminder of that, maybe a shock to the system for many football fans, especially those who were a bit younger, where for the first time they had to stare death in the face, especially that being of players who sometimes we think because they have so much wealth and so much money and so much success that they can't lose people, that they'll have enough to care for people, and they won't lose them the way perhaps we do. But that's not the case. When Jota died, it was a reminder of that and how fragile life can be. And now Jorge Messi is gone. You can have all the money in the world, but there are certain things that you just can't overcome with that. Death is one of them. So for Jorge Messi, as a Catholic, I pray for the repose of your soul. I pray that you attain the beatific vision. I pray deeply for Messi's family, for Messi himself. I thank him for the strength he mustered to fight in spite of all he was going through. If this video can be a comfort to anyone else watching, if it could even have a chance of reaching the Messi family, I doubt it will, but just to know that the world is with you, and that we're praying for you, and that we're hoping that on the other side of this, that you are okay in life. Regardless of football itself, take that away. We want Messi and his family to be okay. Death is painful, but it's not the end. Death is painful. Death is heartbreaking. Death is tragic. It's sorrowful, but it's not the end. Jorge Messi, rest in peace. May God bless you.